done like optimizations in Excel.
Okay. So Steph, if you guys want to know like what I asked for an interview, actually I brought what I interview new grads with, right? So in the data science realm, I brought my list. So things that I'll ask for a new grad, definitely I'll give you guys this stuff if you want to take a notes. What's the difference between supervised learning and unsupervised learning, right? I'll really ask that question to see if they understand that. And then I'm going to come right back and ask them how to actually do this stuff within, a tool, right? So I definitely will ask, like, tell me what your definition of machine learning is, right? Just to see if they have that concept and, what's the difference in all this stuff that's actually going on. So those are basic questions. So we'll go through, what type of algorithms are within supervised learning and unsupervised learning, right? Can you talk to me about regression? What are the different types of regression that you're actually doing and where does that fit, right? What's unsupervised learning and what are their algorithms? So it could be, clustering for unsupervised learning versus, simple regression within supervised learning. So we'll talk about like that stuff, the classifiers that are actually going on. I'll talk about Python, what data frames you're using. I'll talk about R, definitely what packages, if you're using like ggplot or dplyr, time series, what type of stuff that you guys are actually using in school. So definitely I'm asking those questions. I ask a lot of questions because I want to really understand the thought process of the world that we live in. We live in dirty data, right? So all our data is really unstructured. We get data then that could say, I'll go simple, right? But we have different names how we call our parents, right? We have dad, we have pops, we have pa, we have all these different names. Our job is to consolidate all this information, right, into one, make it dad, right? We have to build all these algorithms to actually make it into one. So cleaning data is huge in our world. So I want to hear your thought process on how you're going to clean data, right? What's your thought process on from beginning to end on a project when you have data? So you have to figure out how to actually cleanse this data as we go on, and how you go about it. So I'll talk about distributions, marketing side. If I hear somebody that has the marketing side, I'll definitely go after like the A/B testing, what type of projects that you've done, and I want to hear more of the technical side. But then how did it actually play out, right? What did you do versus your thought process on it all? So I'm going to ask for both. For modeling, I'm doing a project right now on forecasting, our shipping stuff. I'll ask about overfitting to underfitting models, right? Where does that line come out and really testing stuff like that. So on the data science analytics, definitely fitting, underfitting models. Let's see what else. Data cleansing. Let's see what else I have. Different types of regression, logistics regression. So those are like the basic stuff that I'll ask. I know other management will ask even more technical stuff for new grads in the data science realm, and they'll really go after your technical skill set, right? They'll ask you, write a function for me on the whiteboard. They'll ask you about simulation modeling, since that's everywhere, right? Like simulation modeling is on a racetrack, it's on an airplane, it's everywhere we are. So they'll really start asking you about more of the detailed side of your skill set. So those are simple questions that I'll ask within my interviews.